What is going down, Vape fam? This is Vango Vapes coming at you once again. Review time, baby. So much stuff going on. I'm like super excited. Right now, we're talking about Dynamic Vapes, okay? So Dynamic Vapes, awesome company so far. I know I say that a lot, but I digress. 5 signature flavors, all in 100 milliliter bottles. You know, I'm gonna lie if I say that I didn't love the fact that sometimes I get reviews with 100 milliliter bottles. It is kind of a 50-50 because if they suck, I'm stuck with a ton of juice that sucks, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna read these bad boys off for you real quick. We'll get into the nitty gritty of these. Do like we do, guys. So first of all these are Max VG. The first one that I got here is Blue Wild. Blue Wild is touted as tasty berry crunch on the inhale, followed by exotic blueberries on the exhale. Blue Wild is your next breakfast vape or maybe even your midnight snack. Cream is the next flavor coming up here, and this is another one of those more or less typical flavors, but according to this, cream is the ultimate dessert flavor. So we'll definitely get into the nitty gritty of that one, obviously. Fusion is the next flavor, and that is a white peach blend infused with green apples and a hint of strawberry, giving the perfect combo. Splitsville is the next flavor. This one's actually my fave. Awesome banana split flavor. That one was pretty much a given. And Straw Bango is the next flavor here. And that one is a savory combination of sweet strawberry, ripe mango, and ripe banana. So we're gonna get into that one as well. First of all, let's talk about the Blue Wild. Now, blueberry vapes are pretty much my favorite. You can pretty much mix blueberry in with anything and I will dig it. But like every flavor and every brand onto the market, it's got to be done right. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not a big cereal vape lover. So there's a lot of Puritans out there that because the cereal vapes were really big in the beginning of the industry, you know, I mean, you love it or you don't. You know what I'm saying? This one is actually pretty darn tasty. So it's not over citrified, like I like to say, with a lot of the cereal vapes. Pretty darn tasty stuff, and the blueberries really are ripe, so you get a nice blueberry taste, but it's a little bit undertoned, so a little bit deep and rich from that creamy texture coming from the milk, and then everything else just, it's a nice tertiary vape, so you're getting a pretty good combination on the inhale, really solid on the exhale. Nothing dissipates too much. And the one thing I can say about all 5 of these flavors, they don't linger on the tongue massively. Now that aspect alone is kind of a 50-50. The flavors that linger on the tongue can sometimes be really good because it makes you want to keep vaping. But let's face it, if it sucks, it sucks. And you're basically going to want to wash out your tank with the first inhale of a bad vape. This stuff, Blue Wild, is definitely an all-day vape for me, which kind of surprised me because it is technically a breakfast vape, but there's enough desserty action going in there to keep me coming back. So let's talk about the rating system. Max VG, that's pretty much a given. So I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 on Cloud, 5 out of 5 on the Sweet because everything was up where it needed to be. Profile and consistency, definitely a 5 out of 5 on the Blue Wild. And throat hit is pretty much maybe like a 2 on all of this stuff. So the nicotine extract, little bit better quality than a lot of more harsh stuff. Definitely one of my favorite out of the 5. So cream is the next one. Now, I didn't get too much into that one. This is your basic strawberry and cream flavor. And to get into the nitty gritty of this, ripe flavorful strawberries submerged in creamy frosting. So a little bit sweeter than a typical cream. This one's gonna get a 5 out of 5 on the sweet. Of course, 5 out of 5 on the Cloud production all the way around. Consistency and profile get the 5 out of 5 as well. And the throat hit is pretty much the same all the way around too. So the cream, I think, is a really good flavor for a lot of you guys out there that really dig your strawberry and cream flavors, but a little bit sweeter, typical frosting flavor, just like in the description. And the good thing about that is that these are really not all that expensive. A little over 20 bucks for a 100 milliliter bottle. Really, really good deal. And for a Max VG, look how thick that stuff is. This stuff sub-ohms and drips like a dream. So you're definitely not going to run out of this anytime soon. Fusion is the next flavor. So I love a good peach vape. You got your peach rings, got your peach cobbler, and of course I love green apples. I love those tart Granny Smiths, you know what I mean? So basically what they're working with here is a good combination, a nice blend, a teeter-totter, if you will, of sweet and sour. Now sour vapes are really hard to come by. Not in the sense that there aren't a lot of them out there, but the blends have to be really spot on in order to come across with a proper flavor concoction. The mixture has to be really high quality, so basically you're not drowning out the main flavor or a lot of the other side flavors, if you will. So the combination and the blendology on the Fusion was actually pretty darn good. Nothing much changes here on the rating scale as far as this stuff is concerned. 5 out of 5 on the sweet, the consistency, and the cloud production. And of course, 0 on the throat hit once again. Splitsville is the second to last here, and this is that awesome banana split concoction, okay? They didn't get real deep into the description past that point, but what they did say in the description is that it has a little bit of a secret ingredient. Now, I don't know what that is, but the one thing I can say with this is that you're tasting basically every solid aspect of a good banana split. So you've got a little bit of chocolate in there, definitely not too heavy, but midline, so it holds everything up. And it's something that kind of comes a little bit on the inhale, but deeper on the exhale. So you taste those ripe bananas right in the beginning. And then of course the awesome whipped cream flavor, little bit of vanilla, maybe a little bit of chocolate ice cream going on in there as well. It's definitely a solid dessert vape. So deep, rich, and consistent. 5 out of 5 on everything across the board except for the throat hit. And finally, the straw bango. Now the one thing that I really love about this stuff, and you can see there's a decent amount missing. I had to test it a couple times. I love pretty much every flavor combination in here. I love strawberries, I love mango, and of course banana is a really, really solid flavor for any vape. So you mix the three of those together, perfect tertiary vape, great mixology, perfect blend on this stuff. Really can't say too much one way or another about it. Now just to throw in some cons for the heck of it, let's talk about flavor depth. Okay, that's a new portion of the rating system that I really haven't touched base on too much, but you can't have just thousands and thousands of amazing, incredible, wonderful flavors. I suppose maybe you could, but everything has to have a flaw, you know what I'm saying? So if anything, and all of these flavors, I would say maybe for a lot of you guys out there that like just a little bit more subtlety to your e-juices, this stuff is definitely rich and deep. I like that a lot because it keeps me coming back for more. It keeps me vaping. And with 100 milliliters a bottle, it's worth it, man. You're definitely not going to run out of this anytime soon. So like I said, about 20 bucks a bottle, 100 milliliters, really solid flavors, dynamic vapes. You're going to get something for pretty much every flavor palette on this. So do yourselves a favor. Go on to dynamicvapes.com, or you can go on to Instagram, check out Dynamic Vapes, check out all their different pictures and everything they got. I'm sure they got a couple posts from me on there somewhere. So that about wraps it up for Dynamic Vapes review. Quick, easy, and to the point. I want to thank all of you guys for watching another one of my reviews. If you dig this review, do me a favor. Click on the like button below, whichever direction it is when you're watching this video. The more likes, the greater my smile. You know what I'm saying? I've got a ton of awesome reviews coming up with some massive major companies. Definitely subscribe on my channel, guys. I've got so much stuff, like I said, coming up. So spread the word here at Joel Vapes. Check me out on Instagram. Love yourselves, love each other, and you keep it cloudy.